My husband threw out everything from my late mother because he said I was too attached. I am standing in my spare bedroom staring at empty shelves where my mother's things used to be. My hands are shaking so hard I can barely grip the door frame. The closet door is open and the boxes that held her photo albums are gone. Her jewelry box that sat on the dresser for 3 years has vanished. I spin around and my hip slams into the corner of the bed frame. My voice comes out as a scream when I call my husband's name. I hear his footsteps coming up the stairs, slow and unbothered. He appears in the doorway with his arms crossed over his chest. I point at the empty shelves and my finger is trembling. He shrugs his shoulders and leans against the wall like nothing is wrong. My chest tightens so hard I have to grab the dresser to stay upright. The room feels like it is spinning around me. I push past him and run to the garage where I kept her winter coat in a garment bag. The hook on the wall is empty, and I feel my knees start to buckle. I yank open storage bins and find them filled with his old sports equipment instead of her quilts. My phone slips from my pocket and clatters on the concrete floor. I grab it and call my sister, and my voice cracks before I can even explain. She starts crying through the speaker, and I can hear her car keys jangling as she runs to leave. I climb back up the stairs and tear through every closet in the house. Her recipe box with handwritten cards from the 1970s is nowhere. The porcelain figurines she collected for 40 years have disappeared from the china cabinet. I find a trash bag in the kitchen with a broken picture frame poking through the plastic. Glass shards fall onto my feet when I rip the bag open and I see my mother's face staring up at me. I tell myself he must have moved everything to a storage unit as a surprise for the anniversary of her death. My hands dig through the junk drawer looking for a receipt or a key to some facility. I convince myself he would never actually destroy irreplaceable memories from my childhood. He watches me search and his expression does not change at all. I find his credit card statement crumpled near the recycling bin. My eyes scan the charges looking for a storage company name. Instead, I see a donation receipt from a thrift store dated 3 days ago. My stomach drops and I have to lean against the counter. The receipt lists 17 boxes and 4 garbage bags of women's clothing and household items. I look at him and his jaw tightens like he is annoyed I found it. My hand crumples the receipt into a ball so tight my nails dig into my palm. I throw the crumpled paper at his chest and it bounces off onto the kitchen tile. He does not flinch and does not apologize. I ask him why and my voice sounds like it belongs to someone else. He says you needed to move on. I slam my palm on the counter so hard the fruit bowl rattles. He says she has been dead for 3 years. My sister bursts through the front door and the sound of it hitting the wall echoes through the house. She sees my face and immediately starts screaming at him. He backs toward the living room with his hands up. I grab my keys from the hook and they jingle as I run toward the door. My sister follows me and we leave him standing alone in the kitchen. We drive to the thrift store so fast my tires screech around every corner. I run through the front doors and nearly knock over a display of lamps. A worker points me toward the back room where donations are processed. I find boxes with my handwriting on them stacked against a wall. My mother's coat is hanging on a rack with a $5 price tag attached. I grab it and press it to my face and I can still smell her perfume. My sister finds the jewelry box already on a shelf in the accessories section. The recipe cards have been separated and scattered into a bin labeled vintage paper goods. We gather everything we can carry and pile it onto the checkout counter. The cashier looks at us with wide eyes as we explain we need to buy back our own belongings. My card declines twice before my sister shoves hers into the machine. The truth is, my husband had been planning this for months because he wanted to convert her room into a home gym. He complained about her things taking up space every single week since we got married. I found text messages on his phone later where he called my grief pathetic and embarrassing. His mother knew about the plan and helped him load the boxes into his truck. I filed for divorce the next morning and my lawyer said I had grounds for emotional cruelty. He tried to apologize when the papers arrived, but I refused to open the door. My sister helped me move everything back into the spare room that same week. The jewelry box sits on my new dresser in my new apartment now. Her coat hangs in my closet where I can see it every morning. I changed the locks and blocked his number and watched his messages pile up unread. The last thing I did was mail back my wedding ring in an envelope with no return address. I heard it hit the bottom of the mailbox with a small metallic clink.